Hey, what's up guys, MaximusBlack here, bringing you a tutorial video slash a Quest to Masters game with myself playing and another person that I'm going to introduce really quickly. I am going to be doing a tutorial on the 2 Warp Gate Rush, other known as the fake 4 gate. Now, this is a very, very powerful opening. It's very aggressive. Your timings have to be near perfect in order for it to work. Also, please take note that this is not the best map to do this on. A smaller map such as Shakuris or Shattered Temple or something like that would definitely be a better route to go to use this. It is a build, a very, very strong build against PvP. I haven't really used it against a Zerg or a Terran, but it is a PvP build. I'm sure it could work for a Terran, really, if you really applied the pressure and you're very good at microing, but I would just stick to using it for the PvP. But anyways, let me get right into the game, and let me introduce those players. We got myself starting down here in the bottom position, and up top we have Leto. And of course, like I said, this is a bigger map, so think about that before you try to attempt it on a bigger map. So the build order I'm going to post in the description below so that you can look at it after you're done. But what you're going to want to do is go ahead and get your 9 pylon, just like any other regular Protoss opening build. And then you're going to go ahead and get a 10 gateway. And the reasons why is because you're going to need to get out the gateway units extremely, extremely fast. So once you get your 10th probe going, then once you hit 150 minerals, you're going to drop down your gateway, put this probe back on the mineral patch. This is extremely important. You cannot scout yet. You do not scout until you get your assimilator, and I'll talk about that very shortly. But as you can see, I am scouting. Now, a lot of you guys are probably like, what the hell, didn't you just tell me not to scout? The reasons why I did that is because this map is so big, and I realized that. I was like, wait a second, I should probably scout because I need to know where this guy's base is right away. So you're going to want to go ahead and drop down your 12 assimilator. Once you drop down the 12 assimilator, that is when you would normally take your scout probe. As soon as that is down as well, you're going to want to go ahead and get your 15 core. Also, I don't know if I mentioned it, after you're done your first gateway, like once you're done putting it down, you're going to chrono out 2 probes. So 9 pylon, 10 gateway, chrono 2 probes, 12 assimilator, 15 core. Very important, and get those probes on that assimilator as soon as humanly possible. If we go up here and take a look at what the Protoss player is doing, he's doing a typical build. It looks like he got a 12 or 13 gateway. He's going to drop down his Cybernetics core. As you can see, we're way ahead. Our core is almost 75% done, and his is just going down. So we are quite a bit ahead. You're going to want to go ahead and get a 16 Zealot. This will put you 18 into 18, but it really does not matter. Drop down your pylon at 18. By this time, you'll have enough gas to get your Warp Gate research and start chronoing that as well. And basically, at this point, you're just going to be saving up minerals. You're going to get out a Stalker as soon as this pylon is finished, and you're going to chrono that Stalker. Boom, there you go. And you're also going to want to set your rally point over here so that you're at his base so that you can do that harassment, that quick harassment. So basically at this point, you're just going to keep on building probes and keep on chronoing. That's basically all you have to do. You're going to drop down your second gateway when your Warp Gate research hits about a quarter of the way. Mine was a little bit late, not all that late. I really just didn't have the minerals for it, but we're basically on time right now. So once your Cybernetics core is about a third of the way or a quarter of the way, you're going to drop down that second gateway. And as you can see, you're up here. You're going to drop your proxy pylon at 25 or 26. The build order says 26, but I felt it necessary that I dropped it at 25. I'm sure it's really not that big of a deal. Bringing up that Stalker at this point, that second Stalker that I was building is ready. I'm going to pick off this probe very quickly. And of course, still waiting for more chrono. I got 25 now, and I'm sure I will be using it. There you go. And I'm chucking down the third gateway. The third gateway at this point is not necessary, and I will explain that to you guys in a few minutes. But this is the important part. It comes down to micro. As you can see, right now you are behind in units, but the warp is just finished, It all comes down to micro. If you can do some good micro, you can survive. As you can see, I backed up my Zealot. I'm going to back up the Stalker, keeping him alive. I do shit the bed there on one of my Zealots, and now I have more units coming in. And at this point, my third gateway is now finishing, and now I'm going to have a 3 warp. Only lost 1 Zealot out of that, and he had quite a bit of units. And at this point, I can just keep warping in units. The pressure has been done. I'm taking out a pylon, and once again, it's going to come down to micro. He only has 2 Stalkers. I'm going to bring back one of my hurt Stalkers, bring back another one, and at this point, this is basically GG. Hopefully, I take back this Stalker. Yeah, I do, and it's basically a micro game at this point, and he throws out the GG, and that is it. So, moral of the story is, or lesson of the story, you will have your warp gate approximately 15 seconds before your enemy. You may or may not. Now, this guy did a good job at continuously building units as he was getting his gateway. So he actually had quite a bit. Most players don't do this, especially if you're in the lower level leagues. Like, I'm rank 1 diamond, so a lot of the players that I'm playing against are low masters or high diamond, so they obviously have their builds down a little bit better than if you were to do this in the bronze, silver, gold, and maybe even the platinum league. They may not even be as prepared for it as what this guy was. The third gateway, it is an option. You can throw it down if you have the minerals to do so, and if that is the route you want to take, because this is a transitioning build. If this attack doesn't fail or your micro does not keep up, then you can transition very easily into a 3-gate robo. I would have transitioned into probably a 4-gate. Basically, I'm basically going in all in at this point. This is basically an all-in build, non-stop aggression, and hopefully it works. But a lot of people like to not get the 3rd gateway and chuck down a robo. If you're gonna do that, get a 2nd assimilator around the time when your 2 warp gates finish. Then you can transition into a 3-gate robo. But hopefully, if you do this build correctly, it will not need to go down to that. The 2 or 3 warp gates should be enough to take out your enemy. But hopefully you guys learned a little something here. That is the 2 warp gate rush, and I will have the build order, the specific build order, in the description below. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is MaximusBlack. Peace out.